What's up, everybody? I'm Duncan Deep, and today's Pokemon news has blown my mind. There is so much news to go through. I'm just going to get straight into it, and I'm going to start off by talking about the last thing in the trailer, but the thing that I actually predicted, which is Z-moves. Now, I said I thought they would be called synergy moves, and I was talking to Wolfie about this, actually, and I said that they're going to be one-off, super powerful attacks that you can use once per battle, and it will just unleash a huge move. I think that they're going to be great in VGC because it's going to add a whole new level of prediction. Because if you hit your Z move and your opponent protects on the mon that you've just wasted your one per battle Z move on, you're going to be pretty salty. So it's all going to be playing around these Z moves. I think they look really, really cool. I love them. You can see all the different types. They showed electric, grass, fire, and water in the trailer. You'll have seen them playing in the background as I was talking about them just now. I think they look awesome. It's an awesome part of strategy, extra level of strategy that they will add to not only VGC but also single battles is just awesome. So I'm really, really excited to get my hands on these Z-moves, which is why they were the first thing I wanted to address from the trailer. A small little addition to these Z-moves things that wasn't mentioned in the trailer, Totem International will be releasing the Z-Ring for sale at participating retailers. And it's a physical item that you can wear on your wrist, and when you use a Z-move in Pokemon Sun or Moon, the real-life Z-Ring will light up, vibrate, and play sounds to go along with the video and sounds in the game. Not sure I'm going to be grabbing one of them for myself, but you go, you do you, Pokemon, you do you. Next up, we're going to head back to the beginning of the trailer, and something I'd like to note, it's only Gen 1 Pokemon that have been revealed to have this so far, but the new Alolan forms of Pokemon look really interesting. First up, they showed us Exeggutor, which is now a grass dragon type, and he looks hilarious. He's got a fourth head on the end of his tail, he's got this really long neck, and his attack is to slam his head down from above. He's a giraffe Exeggutor crossbreed. But he's a dragon type with the ability Frisk, so a grass dragon. Very interesting. Not sure of how competitive this one will be. Frisk isn't a great competitive ability, of course, and not really sure where he'll fit. We'll have to see his base stats. But next up, we're going to talk about Vulpix and Ninetales, who have gone completely reversed in their new Alolan forms. They've adapted to the environment of the island by becoming Ice Fairy instead of fire types. So very interesting, complete reversal. Vulpix and Ninetales are Ice Fairy, and they have the ability Snow Cloak. I think this is really, really interesting. Ice Fairy is a decent typing. It's not amazing defensively, but it's a very good typing. It's very anti-dragon, which is quite interesting, and really cool to see Vulpix and Ninetales with these really beautiful new Alolan form designs. Finally, two of my favorite Pokemon, one of my favorite evolution lines from Gen 1, Sandshrew and Sandslash, now have Ice Steel typings with the ability Snow Cloak again. So they're really pushing that Snow Cloak ability on us. They want us to be using Blizzard teams and using those Hail teams. So we've got Sandshrew and Sandslash as Ice Steel types. Really cool looking. They look awesome. Really excited to play with these Alolan variants. I really do hope that you'll also be able to get the regular versions in the game, though. That they'll still be in the Pokedex as the regular versions and the Alolan versions. Maybe even coexisting with each other. Although, from a geneticist point of view, that's very unlikely because obviously you've got your niche, and that's just me being a geneticist, and I probably wouldn't like it from a scientific point of view, but I would really, really like it from a gameplay point of view if they were both in the same area. Right, with the new forms revealed, they then moved on to talking about new Pokemon. So the first is Oricorio. Oricorio, which is this bird which has different forms depending on which island you got it. It can be a fire flying, electric flying, psychic flying, or ghost flying type. I know that I like the ghost one the best. And it's got the ability Dancer, which is a really cool new ability where if any other Pokemon uses a dance move, and I'm hoping that that includes Pokemon on your side of the field. So if you Quiver Dance with your own Pokemon, it will Quiver Dance. Any dance move, Swords Dance, Quiver Dance, anything like that, it will copy it. Teeter Dance, double Teeter Dance. So if they Teeter Dance you, you Teeter Dance them right back. Super awesome for free-for-alls or Battle Royales as they're now called. Really like this Pokemon. Little bit wacky looking, but definitely a very cool mon with a very cool ability. Next up, we had a really cool new Pokemon. It's a rock flying type named Minior, clearly meant to be a meteor with the ability Shields Down. Once its shields go down, it reveals the core. We're not quite sure what happens when the core is revealed yet, but the core is revealed and there are multiple different colors of core. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks to me like a Luma from the Super Mario Galaxy series. So I guess Luma's made his way to Pokemon and can annoy us just as much as he annoys us in Super Smash Bros. Then we had Young Goose's evolution, not Zangoose, as a lot of people seemed to believe, called Gumshoos. Gumshoos is a savage. He looks like a savage. Also looking a bit like Donald Trump again, but definitely looking like a savage. Not exactly sure what his ability does. Can't remember. But we can also talk about two new Pokemon named Formantis and Lurantis, who have the ability Leaf Guard and also showcase the new move Solar Blade. Now, Solar Blade looks like it's a physical version of Solar Beam. Really cool to finally get that, but we're going to be playing in a Sun team, so lots of weather is going to be rocking around here. So really cool that we're going to be getting a physical Solar Beam, or at least I believe it to be a physical Solar Beam. I mean, it's called Solar Blade. It's a Grass-type attack. It's been shown off by Grass-type Pokemon, so hopefully it's a physical Solar Beam. Right, finally, Mudsdale's pre-evolution was revealed, and it's called Mudbray, and it's not a horse. Yes, it's a donkey. I am never evolving my Mudbray. I don't want a horse. I do want a donkey. So it gets own tempo, which is a great ability, and it gets that stamina ability where it boosts its defense. We're going to be running Mudbray with Eviolite. We don't need to evolve. That's it. Really important thing that they revealed as well, Pokemon Riding, the Pokeride feature, which I believe may be a replacement for HMs overall. They might be replacing how HMs work entirely with this Pokeride feature. They show us riding Mudsdale over some mud. They show us riding Sharpedos around and smashing rocks. They show us riding Charizard is fly and he's got a saddle and everything. I think that it could very well be that they're replacing HMs all together with this Pokeride feature. And I really hope that's true because it means no more HM slaves. Nobody likes rocking around with their HM slaves. So really, really good that that's going on. And then the trailer gets really deep into how the game is going to work and how it differs from previous Pokemon games. So it very much looks like we do not have the traditional 8 gyms. In the Alola region, there's a rite of passage where you try and become the most powerful trainer, and every island has a challenge. So it's got the challenge master who will give you your rite of passage challenge. You complete the challenge. When you've beaten their challenge, and it looks like they're puzzles or they're catching wild Pokemon, things like that, they're not battle challenges. Once you've done that, you get to battle the island's totem Pokemon. And it actually showed off a Gumshoos, so a regular Pokemon as a totem Pokemon, but then he got his totem aura boost, and he also got to call in an ally to start whomping on you. So it looks like they're going to be tricky battles against the totem Pokemon. Once you beat them, you get to beat the island's champion, who will probably be using, you know, the big sort of mythical island Pokemon that we saw before, the sort of Hawaiian warrior Pokemon. So there's a sort of stage by stage. You beat the rite of passage challenge, then you beat the totem Pokemon, then you beat the island's champion, and then you move on to the next island. So no gyms, 4 islands. Very, very interesting. Looks like it's a very different approach for Pokemon to take. Finally, they're taking a very, very different direction from the standard formula that we have played with since Gen 1. So really good time to do that, I think, in the 20th anniversary to innovate and move on. Really excited to see how that works out. Guys, that's about it that was revealed in this trailer. I say that's about it. There was a huge amount of information revealed in this trailer. What are you most excited about from today's news reveals? Please comment down below. I'm really, really looking forward to what you guys have to say. If you watch the Japanese trailer as well, there's a little bit of extra footage. Nothing too significant, but you get to see a few more of the Z attacks from different angles and things. So super cool like that. And I will see you guys next time.